So as of yesterday, I am 2 months out of surgery. And I know my last video was a little bit gloomier as far as my outlook on things because I wasn't feeling well. That was around my 1 month from surgery. So here I am an entire month later and things are a little different. But let's talk about everything. So I know I've not publicly stated my start weight. But we're going to do that today. We're going to talk about my start weight, we're going to talk about my current weight, and we're going to talk about how did I get to that weight. So, this right here is the paperwork I received on June 30th when I went to the bariatric clinic and I was weighed for the start of my pre-surgery diet. And that day was actually kind of a shock for me as well because that's the highest I've ever weighed in my entire life. I didn't even realize I was that much. And again, I have not publicly said this, so it's a little bit embarrassing for me, but I feel like to be fully disclosed or have full disclosure with everybody, if I'm gonna make these videos, I need to be fully honest. My start weight, 437 pounds. Yeah, and that sucked. I couldn't fit in anything. I had to stop wearing stuff because I wasn't fitting into my clothes anymore. I could barely even get dressed in the morning because I couldn't put my shoes on, and I didn't realize I'd gotten to that weight. I thought I was hovering around like the 410, 415, about 420. But when I found out I was that, then I was like, I'm gonna freaking die. And a lot of people ask, like, how do you let yourself get so fat? Do you not see yourself ballooning? Do you not see what's happening? And it's kind of funny because for me, I've always been big. I've always been a big kid. I've always grown out of clothes and had to buy the size up because I've just always been fat. I've tried throughout my life to lose weight, but nothing ever seemed to stick. And then 2 years ago, I really started going to the gym and I really started losing weight and I started feeling better about myself and I lost a good bit of weight. I think I dropped about right around 50 pounds. Then everything that happened in 2015, like when my dad got sick and then he died, then my mom got sick and she died, I suddenly found myself being the person that I never understood. Because even myself being large, I never understood how, when I'd watch my 600-pound life, people were like, my mama died and I couldn't handle it, so I just kept eating. And I was always like, how the f are you that weak of a person that you have to use the excuse that somebody died? But then I found myself in that same situation where when my parents passed away, I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to leave my bedroom. So there was a McDonald's down the road from my house. There was a Bojangles down the road from my house. And I would go there. But what I would do is, because I was so embarrassed that I was eating this stuff, always order multiple meals so it looked like I was getting for a few people. And I would think to myself, like, well, I'll just have the leftovers for lunch tomorrow. Then I would end up eating it all, because my mindset was, well, if I'm gonna eat tomorrow, then what's wrong with me eating it right now? So I would eat 2 or 3 cheeseburgers at a time and 2 orders of fries, and I'd go to Bojangles and get like a 3-piece combo with 2 sides, and then I'd get a sandwich on the side because I was gonna eat it later, but I'd have to eat it then. And you don't realize at the time, because you're such a small bubble of this funk that you're in, that I didn't even realize what exactly I was doing. Like, it was, I mean, I realized what I was doing, but I didn't realize the stress that I was putting. So I gained pretty much 100 pounds in a year and a half. But as of today, I am down, and I'm still technically morbidly obese. Morbidly obese. For me, I'm happy with the weight I've lost so far because I'm still losing. I lose more almost every day. I was in a small little rut for about 3 weeks, but I'm starting to lose again. So as of right now, I am 356 pounds. So it's definitely a vast change from the 437. I now see how it happened. You know, you get yourself into a depression and you don't want to do anything. You know, because my mind, because I had been exercising earlier in the year, my mindset was, well, I'm gonna get back on track. I'm gonna get back on track. It's just for right now. I'm gonna get back on track. And I never got back on track with going to the gym, and everything just kind of snowballed and I became a snowman. So that's kind of my long-winded story of how I let myself get to that point. And I'm not gonna let it happen again. And with gastric bypass, the thing that people don't realize is that this isn't a permanent fixture. You know, I could very easily gain 200-300 pounds after I lose 200-300 pounds. It's a mindset that you have to change. It's yourself that you have to change. And I feel like I'm a lot stronger now as a person than I was back in 2015. I'm not gonna let myself get back to 437 pounds, ever. So what can I eat now? I get asked that daily. I can eat pretty normally. Within reason. Steak still hurts my stomach, which sucks for me, because if you know me, I love me some steak. Bread, I can't eat breads. That's not for another couple months. I think 6 months is where you can start eating bread again. What can I not eat? Some pasta. I don't really eat pasta. It gets really stuck in my stomach. Drier foods like chicken breast, those are hard for me. But other than that, I mean, I eat fairly normally. I just can't eat a lot of anything. Oh, I can't have sushi. The sushi rice is a little bit too heavy on my stomach. So pretty much if it's really dry, like hamburger meat, that's kind of a touch and go for me. If it's too dry, if it doesn't have enough like liquid on it, or if it's too overcooked, I can't have it. It makes me sick. Pretty much whatever I was eating before, just not the fast food part. Lastly, how am I feeling now? I know last video I was pretty bummed out because I was getting sick, and I still get sick. You know, one of the biggest things I miss about pre-surgery is I can't really drink very fast now. I can't drink very quickly. So sometimes if I'm really thirsty and I just want to chug, I can't, because I'll get really sick. I'm feeling a lot better than I was a month ago, and that gives me hope that I'm finally at the point where I can say, yeah, this was not a mistake. This was the right choice, especially when I get on the scale and I'm in the 350s. I'm almost where I was 2 years ago when I started working out, and I'm going to surpass that. I'm going to get less than that. By this time next year, I'm going to be in the low 200s. And I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm not going to die when I'm in my 60s or my low 70s. I actually have a life now, and that's really promising. Now, I mean, anything could happen and I could die tomorrow, but at least I know that I'm doing something to try to prolong my life and make it last a little bit longer than I would have. And it's nice, like when I get dressed in the morning now, like I know I'm still a lot bigger than most people. I'm still way fatter than most of you guys. But for me, when I get dressed in the morning, I no longer have to... There's a number on my camera that just started blinking. I don't know what that means. I no longer have to struggle to pick my leg up and put it on my knee and tie my shoe. I can now actually lean down and tie my shoe. Or there are clothes that I bought late last year, early this year that didn't fit me, and now they are almost too big for me. So there's a lot of changes, and a lot of good changes, and I'm really happy for them. So I'm really glad I did this surgery. I thank you guys for all the support. Again, I'm putting myself out there by telling my start weight. It's a little embarrassing for me, but I'm glad you guys are along for the ride, and it makes me feel good when I have people messaging me saying, hey, you know, I'm not trying to be a stalker, but I love your videos, and I watch your videos. That makes me feel really good. So, 2 months out, I've lost a total of 80 pounds. Since July 1st, when I started my pre-surgery diet, or even since June 30th, when I was last weighed at 437, I've lost 80 pounds. 80 pounds. So, I've basically lost a 4th grader. Actually, I don't know how much 4th graders weigh. I guess 80 pounds. I was like 300 in 4th grade. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting. If you want to continue on, just make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, or comment. Let me know if you have any tips. Let me know if you have any suggestions, or let me know if you have any questions. I'll feel free to answer them to the best of my ability. And you guys stay awesome.